Hello everyone. This will be a two-player game of Hegemony where there will be one Automa for the capitalist class and the other player will play the working class. So right off the bat, we skipped the preparation phase in the first round and then we move right to the action phase and the working class will get to go first. So I'm going to look at my cards for the first time and see what options I have. So boost domestic tourism allows me to buy the cell phones. General strike, we're not in a position yet to start demanding too much. We could, but I'm gonna wait off and see if I can make use of that later because trade unions would be something that we could go for. All right, so I've got the Radical Reform card, which is one of my favorite cards. This allows you to propose a bill, and you can put your bill on any section, even the one that's not next to the one the current bill is in. So with the working class, I like getting education to the A side as quickly as I can, because if I'm able to do so, then I can upgrade my workers very cheaply and easily. I know the capitalist player likes moving taxation, so really, if I'm the working class, I'm okay with that trade-off in terms of allowing them to get their policy moved their direction for the time being so I can get the permanent upgrades. So I'm going to play that card first, and that is going to allow me to propose a policy move from education all the way over to A. So that'll be my first move in the game. Okay, so now we are going to have the Automa take a turn. And first option that they have is going to be selling to the foreign market. And for the simple mode, which we are playing, we are going to target the first one and go down the line until we find one that the capitalist player can do. So selling to the foreign market, they must be able to perform at least two transactions on the current foreign or export card. And with that, let's see, they have two cell phones, but they do not have four education or three food. So they cannot do that as the first option. The second option is to build a company, and there has to be at least one company in the market that they can afford and one empty space on the board. Well, they've got lots of companies that they can afford. They do have a lot of money to start the game. So when we're looking at the building company criteria, we kind of work down our way down the line until we figure out which one works. We have unemployed workers to make a company operational. Unfortunately, none of these companies would be made operational. We have influence purple colored meeple a worker, and then we also have a gray worker. So the two of them would not be able to make any of these companies operational. An automated company, none of these are automated. Next, industry with the fewest operational companies. Um, so currently that uh, the five that are out here, or the four that are out here, all of them have one operational company, though there are not any operational companies the the uh, for the capitalist class. Doesn't fulfill requirements for a trade union. Okay, so that doesn't impact us at all. So really, with the fact that the shopping mall is already active, we're probably not going to go for the hotel. The other three are potential possibilities. Then we go agricultural, luxury, and media, and we don't have those. Healthcare and education, whichever corresponding public service is not being produced, well, both of them are. And then whichever is more expensive or at a random between the two. And so when we look at that, the more expensive one is currently education. So that would make me lean toward, okay, that will be what the tiebreaker is here to have them spend 20 for education. Oh, but note here, before we do that, never build a company that won't become operational if there's already a non-operational company of that industry. So that actually negates the ability to do either one of those. So the fact that we don't have any real options here from that actually back up. So now that I think of it, the luxury one is a higher priority, and there are no non-operational companies. So we're going to have them purchase this one. They can afford it. It can't become operational, but because they already have the shopping mall operational, it's one that's available for them to do so. Okay, so that will cost them 15. So they pay their 20 and get 5 back. And then we go back to the working class. So I could do immigration reform is a possibility. I can assign workers to get them working, and I could get money for that. So that's what I'm going to want to do. I could pay money to the capitalist class to get money to get points. I might save that for later. So okay, so immigration reform, unemployment benefits, and signing bonus. So I can assign workers, which would allow me to get paid. I could try to save that for later, but the reality is I don't know if I only get to keep 2 cards for later. So perhaps this is one I can use now. Immigration reform. I don't know what the capitalist class is going to want to do with that. The reality is the working class likes B, at least the Automa working class does, and I think the capitalist class likes it at C to get more characters out on the table, workers out on the table. Since I'm trying to get education over to the A side, if I can get those the workers upgraded, that means I can move them out into companies quicker and get them working, and that's overall a good thing for me. So maybe I'll wait off on immigration reform. So okay, so then actually I'll use unemployment benefits. I can get 5 from the state for each of my unemployed workers. I've got 2 right now, so 4 and B. Yep, that qualifies. So I will spend the card and I will get 5 each, so I get 10, and then I will buy some. I will buy some education. I'll get 3 of them. So I'll get 3 and have 2 left, and then I can upgrade one of my workers already, which will be nice to get moving. I think what I'll do is I will upgrade. I'll upgrade one with, well, let's see, what's the quickest route for me to get somewhere? I think I'll do orange right now. Orange and white are the 2 that have the biggest benefit to me right now because of the fact that once I have these workers out on the board, then I'll have 4, and then I can get a trade union. So if I can get a trade union quickly, maybe not this round, but next round, then that will allow me to get extra influence and extra victory points, which will be really beneficial for me. So I did that, and then the other pieces of that action, once I've done that for the free action of using education, I upgraded my worker, and then I also get to gain 1 prosperity, and by moving from 0 to 1, I get 1 victory point. So the working class player is up 1-0 currently. Okay, so then we will move to capitalist player. Okay, so now they can go through the same criteria that we did before for the buying a company. Well, now we've got 3 companies that are unavailable because we have companies that the capitalist player has that do not have workers on them currently. So I will not do the build company move. And then they can propose a bill. Well, foreign trade is their first option, and that is open and available to use a bill. So I will look at their desired policies on the desired policies card, and for the foreign trade, which is number 6, they want to propose A. So they will propose A, and then double checking. Okay, so they did not do the first move, so they do not get the bonus from that. So they'll go A for their proposed policy. Okay, so we've gotten 2 moves done so far, so let's go to our third one. All right, so now that I've gotten my unemployment benefits, I will use my signing bonus. And with my signing bonus, I can assign workers, and I'll assign these 2 workers to, I think at this point, I'm going to assign them to the regional TV station, and then later on, I'll swap out the upgraded worker to get the college. I don't want to benefit the capitalist with extra resources this early, but as we go along and I get more workers available, then I will work toward that. Okay, so when I assigned that card that I just played said that I also get 4 money from the company's owner for each worker that I assigned. So I'll get 8. So I'll have to trade out, give them 10 back, and then make the 5 singles. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I got 20, gave them 10, need to give them 2 more. 1, 2. Okay, all right, and then moving on. Okay, so now we've got a special play. So if you have at least 3 cell phones, they would do their special action. Okay, and if you have no, okay, so since they don't have 3 cell phones, this won't go into effect. But what would happen is if they had this criteria, they would do the special action 1 time for every 3 cell phones they had. And then if they had no influence, which they do, but if they had no influence, if they were able to do the first part, they would also get an additional special action, which would be to sell their cell phones to the state for money and then get influence, which that's pretty, if they had a lot of cell phones so they could sell 6, they could do this 2 or 3 times and get a lot of influence and get a lot of money. But they can't do that because they don't have the criteria. They can't buy a company, which we've already discussed. They cannot do the selling goods because they don't have enough goods to sell on the foreign market. And then finally, they can propose a bill. Immigration is the first one that they have, so they have an option to propose a bill for that, which is 7C. And even though you notice here, if we looked at all the Automas, the working class desires B, frankly, as long as I can continue to upgrade workers and get them out into the workforce, I'm okay getting the workers out on the table. So this actually won't be a super harmful one for me, hopefully. I guess we'll see how that ends up playing itself out. Okay, so that was the third move, and now we're moving to number 4. Okay, so immigration reform. Now that the capitalist has played their card, I actually can't use this. So perhaps it would have been better to use it earlier, but oh well. So I'm gonna probably save that for later in case I decide that I want to slow down the immigration. I'll save the general strike, affordable housing. I'm not gonna pay for, well, that's 5. I'll discard boost domestic terrorism, since that's not one that I'm really too interested in at this point. Uh, it's too early. There aren't enough cell phones available for me. So I will use that. And I want to be able to have as much of a benefit to my side. So I've already gotten as much education as I can. I've already assigned my workers. I've proposed the most important bill for myself. I could propose another bill, um, but I think at this point, um, the only other thing that I really care about at this point is trying to make sure I win elections, particularly the education one. So I want to apply political pressure and put more of my cubes into the bag. So applying political pressure allows me to put 3 more in. So all 3 colors, the blue, red, and yellow, all 3 of them start with 8 in the bag. Yellow, when a 2-player game, will just be nothing, but having more in there gives me a better chance of winning when it comes to the election that I want to win. All right, so I've done that, and now we'll go to the Automa. Okay, so they've got another special action. If you have at least 150 in revenue, 105. Nope, they do not. Okay, and then they have a bill proposed, welfare state health care. So they are going to propose a bill that will move that to the more expensive side. So I'm, I would like healthcare to be cheaper, but the reality is, it makes more sense for me to have immigration at C to get workers out there. Now, there's a bigger benefit for having healthcare cheap in that you get extra victory points and extra prosperity. So that is a good thing. But again, my bigger focus is trying to make sure education goes in my favor, and then I can work around that once I start getting a gravy train toward the trade unions and workers working in businesses. All right, so they've now proposed 3 different bills. Uh, so my last play this round, um, as nice as, well, I think I'll save that. And I'm just going to discard immigration reform. Instead of getting 2 voting cubes and proposing bills for immigration, I'm just going to discard that and get 3 with another, applying political pressure. Getting more of these cubes in the bag is just going to help me when it comes to the elections. So now I should have um, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cubes in the bag. Blue only has 8, and then yellow has 8, so it gives me better percentage chances. And then when it comes to the healthcare one, if I lose that, then my cubes go back in the bag, and the blue ones would come out. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then the Automa will play their last play for this round. They don't have what they need to buy and sell on the foreign market. They don't have a bill that they can propose, and they don't, yeah, because they've already gotten use out of all 3 potential bills that are out on the table. And then they also cannot buy any of these 3 companies because they have open companies on the board. So, last one then is to lobby. Uh, so in simple mode, they would have to have their influence less than the influence of all the other players, which it is not. It is not. So their influence is the same as mine, so they would not be able to do that. So in that case, they would do this special action on the bottom. If an operational public company has the exact same workers as a non-operational company of yours requires, assign its workers to your company and set your company's wages to L3. Okay, so they have 2 options of companies um, that they can do this with. So let's look at the assigning workers criteria and see if they have guidance on what to do with this. Okay. Um, So media would be first, healthcare and education, whichever public service is not being produced, well, they're both being produced, whichever is more expensive, which education is more expensive. So they are going to take my workers from the college. Okay, which actually that is pretty significant because I'm building my structure here around the idea that I'm going to have education available to buy. So this actually might hinder me quite a bit, and the timing of that was not ideal because now the public sector may not produce for this upcoming round. So I may have to buy from the capitalist player, but I guess we'll see. If they do, then I will just buy education from them, I guess. All right, so we've played our cards for the round, so now the next thing we will do is do our production phase. And with the production phase, we'll first produce goods and services. So my workers, I'll make 20, 40 from the state. So I'll break that 100 into two 50s. I'll take 50, give them 20, take 10. Okay. And then for the capitalist, they owe me 20, 40, 60. So, if they, now I'll have to break down the 50 again. 20, 40, 10. Okay. So I'll give them 40, get 100 there. So I got some nice money. And then production happens and right down the line. So capitalist makes 6 of the education. They are going to get 6 cell phones. They're going to get 4 food. And then we're going to have 3 influence go out on the board. So that maxes out, well, production plus 6, so it's 6, so they can do 3 more. And then healthcare, we're going to have 4 for the state. Okay, so we've done our production. Everyone's gotten paid. The next thing we're going to do is cover our needs, and I need at least 3 food. And the only place I can get that is from the capitalist, and currently they're charging 12. I could buy it from the import, but that's 15. At this moment, it's more expensive, so I am going to pay the capitalist and get the food, and we'll think about doing something different later. So 20, 36 to the capitalist to get 3 food. Needs are met, and that piece is done. Okay, IMF, state has money, that's fine, and now we pay our taxes. So the current policies are 2B3A. So 2B3A is going to be 4 times the population for me. So 4 times 3 is 12 that I have to pay the state. And of course, I got to break down that 100, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 100, and I have to pay 12. So 10, 11, 12. Okay, to the state. And then the capitalist player is going to first have to pay for operational companies times the tax level, the tax rate. So that is tax rate is 5, tax multiplier 5 times 1, 2, 3. They have to pay 15. We're going to just do 10 and 5. Let them keep their 20. 15. And then they also need to look at their corporate tax from their money left over. They have 20, 40, 60, 66. Okay, so 66 is going to mean at a 3A level, they're paying 24. All right, so we'll pay 25 and get 1 back. All right, so taxation is done. Taxes have been paid. And now we will do our elections. Okay, so we have quite a few this round. All right, so for the first bill is going to be um, something that the working class is going to oppose and the capitalist class is going to be for. And I'm just trying to find, where did I put those election pieces? Okay, so I'll keep looking for them. Oh, here they are. Okay, capitalist is for it. Working class is against the healthcare bill to make it more expensive. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so this is all capitalists, so that's huge for the working class, only because this gets those out of the bag, and so they're ultimately going to win that. All of these cubes are no longer in the bag. Capitalist wins, and that means they get 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. So they have 3 points now. And then we are going to move to the education bill. So the working class is for that. Capitalist is against that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, this time the working class is for this, and I want to guarantee it, so I'm going to put my influence into that. The influence, you have to declare it before the Automa makes their move, and then they will use these criteria cards um, and, and determine whether they're going to use that influence that's on theirs or not. So I'm just going to, they can't win, so their blue cube will go back in the bag. I will win. That's a huge move because I got to move policy 2 places. And I get 3 victory points for that. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 4 for the working class player. And all of these cubes come off. All right, next one is the foreign trade, and the capitalist is for that change, and the working class is going to be against it. We don't really care about the business deal, but the import prices, we want to keep that as low as we can, so in the future we can buy those imports cheaper. If the import prices go up, then the capitalists could raise their prices, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to allow them to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Okay, this time the working classes got 3. Capitalist only has 1, so they only have 1 more influence, so they can't impact that election. So the red ones come out, the blue one goes back in, the yellow one comes out as well. And then that is blocked. And then the final bill is the immigration bill, and I'm just going to support it, and we'll just, you know what, I'll just go against it, and I'm okay with them winning. I could get myself 1 victory point, but I'll just try to block it, and that way later on, if they have that as their first option, they will try it again if I'm able to block it right now, as opposed to going for their second option for a bill. Okay, so we've got 2 and 2, and I don't have any influence, and in a tie, the proposing bill wins. So mine go back in the bag. The yellow one comes out, red one's in the bag, blue one's out of the bag, and they win. And so the capitalist gets 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Capitalist now has 6. Working class has 4. And that is the end of the election phase. I just realized, though, that we did not add extra cubes to the bag like we should have. I don't know if it would have made a difference. I'll put them in now. Both the capitalist gets 2 because they have 3 operational companies. You divide it by 2 and you round up. So 2 more blues, and the population is 3 for the working class. So they also get 2 because it's population divided by 2 rounded up. So I'm just putting those in there. They're there for next time around. Okay, so now we move to the scoring phase. And for the working class, they're not going to get anything unless we have trade unions, so we don't have any yet. Capitalist class, they'll count how much money they have. They have 20, 42, and then they'll move their token to the spot that corresponds to the highest level they've achieved, and they'll get the number that's underneath that. So they'll get 2, and then they'll get 3 for each spot they move. So they can move 3. So 3, 6 plus 2 is 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're now at 14. 14 to 4 is the current score. Capitalists can run things up because they make money, but as we get mid to late game, the ability of the trade union to be at work and raising prosperity will be things that I can do to impact the scoring later. So that is the end of round 1. And now we will move to round 2. With the tax multiplier after the elections, now we have, okay, so we have 3, and then we multiply the taxes for 4 and 5 by 2. So 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, because this is 2. This one's at 0 because it's at C. So now the taxes actually went up for this upcoming round. Okay, so let's do our preparation phase. We move our round marker up, which we've already done. We pay interest on loans, which we don't have. We drop our prosperity. We only got 1 that round. And then we are going to get our action cards. So 5 more of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to get new companies out there. All right, so more education, I see. And then new business, deal, and export cards. I'll get rid of that one and replace it. And get rid of this one and replace it. And then finally, new workers and adjust population. So now we're going to get 2 as the generic increase for the working class. So they'll get 2 of the unskilled workers automatically, and then any additional workers at this moment are based on the policy, which our immigration policy is 2. So we'll draw 2 cards. And we get a green worker. Okay, so we don't need to upgrade that, but we don't have another green one on the table yet. And then we get another gray worker. Okay, so we're going to want to get these guys working somewhere. Okay. So we can probably get them working at the hotel, and perhaps we can try to get some more upgrades of characters to make it so we can get some more trade unions at this point. Okay, so I get to go first. Fake news, I'm definitely going to use at some point. I could propose a bill for the labor market. I might do that now. Place a skilled worker of your choice from supply. If we have 7B or 7C, which we do, then I can assign 3 workers. That I'm going to want to do at some point. Operational public company, and we could have them do a production. So that one actually would be helpful for me to get some production out of that public university if I can get some workers there. So I'll be using that. Proletarians, I'm going to save that for late in the game. Okay, so let me prioritize what I want to do. This I can do later. Labor market, I want to do early, and specialization. So the trick here is if I'm going to buy any education from the state, or sorry, not the state, the capitalist, I probably want to do it as early as I can, or else they might sell it all on the export market. It's cheaper right now, so I'm probably gonna try to prioritize doing that first. It's a risk to not get the labor market bill, um, but yeah, it's I want to upgrade. I want to upgrade my workers and get them where I need them to go. So, buying goods and services, I can buy an amount to or up to my population. So I'm gonna discard the strike. A strike might be nice, but I like the other things I have better. I'm gonna buy. Well, I get to take the two education that are out here that are free, and then I'll pay 8 to the capitalist for one of theirs. And then I will upgrade one of my workers, and I will also get to uh, upgrade my prosperity, get one victory point, and I'm going to get a third um, orange, and uh, so I got my upgrade for this round, and that sets me up for later on. And then I can swap workers. I could swap an unskilled worker for that second orange one. So I'm set up now to get a trade union when I play one of these cards in a little bit. So that will be good for me. Okay, so now the state, or no, not the state, sorry, the working class is me. The capitalist class is going to take their first turn for this round, and yep, it's a good thing I at least got what I could there. So they have 3, 6, 7. So they can do the export. So they're gonna sell 7 of the um, education, and they 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so they'll sell 7 education, 8 cell phones, and 2 food. They can sell all of those to the export market. So that's huge for them because they're going to get a lot of money from it. So 7 is 35 here, 8 is 55. So 55, 65, 75, 85, 90, 100, 110. So they're going to get a big hunk of money there for that first play. But fortunately, it doesn't. That doesn't have a permanent negative impact on me. So the next thing I'm going to do is do the worker movement so I can do my proposal for the labor market to try to get wages up so I can get that money into my pocket. And then I get to also add 2 of my cubes to the bag. Okay, Automa, okay, buying a company. Now their college has workers on it. So because of that, the other options are uh, education, and education has an empty one. So it's going to be between the academy and the institute for which one they would buy. So let's look at the criteria card. Unemployed workers to make it operational. Well, I do have that, so they can do that. Automated, no. Industry with fewest operational companies, that's not as relevant. Doesn't require to fill, doesn't fulfill requirements for trade union. Well, they will, so they have to. Agricultural, luxury, media, healthcare, education. So all of these are irrelevant when we have 2 education companies that are going to be uh, similar. Okay, highest production. So 8 is higher than 7. They're going to spend 20 and be able to buy that. 50, 60, 70, 80. But the nice thing for me is since they're doing that, they're going to uh, they're going to make it operational. So Um, there must also be unemployed workers available to make it operational, or it must be automated. Oh, okay. So last time I made a mistake last time. I shouldn't have built the hotel. Well, it is what it is. I should have sold a company last time. I probably should have sold the clinic instead. But okay, so they've got that there. And when they build a company, the standard, let's see, you may assign unemployed workers if available. So those are available. So they're going to assign the unemployed workers to it, which is great for me because now I can make my trade union. Right. And all that education is stuff that I'm going to have available. Okay. Okay. Okay, so my next move then. So now I can place a skilled worker of my choice in the um, in the unemployed area. So I kind of I would consider doing that for the clinic for a white one, and then I can assign the workers as I please. Um, so I think I'll do that. So I'll do specialization, and then I will have a worker who is the white color. So that's a medical one. And I'll take the worker who's white and the worker who's green. They'll go to the clinic. And then the third one is my yellow guy who's sitting here. I already have two education areas, and I will now have a trade union. So that will make it so I can get more influence as we are going along. Okay, so next up is the Automa, and the first thing they can do is build a company, and there must be at least one company in the market. And in simple mode, you have to have unemployed workers available, which this time they don't. So they can't do that one. Next one, sell to the foreign market. They don't have any resources. They can't do that. And they are going to propose a bill. Taxes are going to be what they propose. So that's simple enough. Okay, my next move, I'll save the overtime. I'm going to do fake news. I want to control the cubes. I'll take 6 voting cubes from the bag, and I can remove 4 of them if I want to. So let's 1. I'm keeping that in the bag. 2. Keeping it in the bag. Oh, don't all be there. There'll be some blues. 3, 4, 5, and 6. That wasn't as helpful as I hoped it would be, but I'll get rid of the yellow and blue ones. And at least it's 1 blue less than there was before. Okay, and okay, bill proposal, taxes, foreign trade, taxes, they already have a bill, foreign trade. We will have a proposal to go to I believe, or yes, 6A is the proposed bill. So I'll move that there. And now I will play my last move for this round. I was not able to get workers on the public company because the capitalists got their things out there. And So because I was not able to get the education on the public sector, I'm going to go for something else. I'll probably try to, why don't I can buy some influence to help the election. So I'll discard affordable housing. Victory points are helpful, but I want to make sure that I'm having impact on this upcoming election. If I can get the labor market up, that's going to cost the capitalists a lot of money and give me more money to work with in the next round. So that allows me to buy, um, well, how many can I buy? I can buy up to your population. So my population is still 3, or is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, it should be higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 15. Oh, okay. I'm up to 5 now. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Um, so, because of that, well, if I'm up to 5, then I'll spend another 20. 10, 20, 30, and I'll get myself 5 influence for the election. Okay. All right, so that's my last move. And then they can propose another bill, so that's a good thing I did that. Except labor market's already been proposed, taxation's already been proposed, so they can't do that. Buy a company, they could buy, nope, they can't because they're unemployed. No unemployed workers, so they can't in simple mode. They can't sell on the foreign market. And lastly, we have the lobbying. If your influence is less, if the influence you have is less than the influence of all the other players, which is true, their influence is less. So now they're going to do the lobby move. And if they do the lobby move, they can spend 30 from their capital, not their revenue, their capital. And that means they can, let me make sure I'm doing this right. They spend it from their capital and get 3 influence. So they are going to get 3 more as well. So yeah, maybe if I hadn't done that, they wouldn't have been able to do that, but then they would have been able to do something else. Okay, so that was 5. So we are done with that, and we will move on to the production phase. So we'll get our money. So they owe us, the state owes us 40. So I'll take 50, give them 10 back. And the capitalist owes us 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So they only have 100. So they have to pay us that 100. And then they're going to have to take out a loan. So this is good because they are not going to have a ton of money and they're going to have to pay interest on their loans. And so they're going to get 50, 20, 40, and they're going to get 10 more for us. So we're getting a lot of money already, which is good. So if we up that labor market even more, then we can really stifle the amount of money that they're going to have available. So now we are going to, after we've done that, we're going to give them their goods that they produce. So the capitalist is going to actually produce 14 education, but the problem is they only have 12 available. So they're only going to get the 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they maxed out there. Shopping mall, they're going to get 6 cell phones, 6 luxury, 4 food, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the clinic, they're going to get 6 healthcare. So even though they've had to take out this loan, they're going to have a lot that they can sell in the next round to make more money. once they've done that, they've done all those. Okay, and then we're going to have 3 more influence produced in the public sector, and then they can do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only one more healthcare is going to go out because now the public sector has maxed out what they are able to produce this round. So yeah, we're kind of limited. So it's nice that I have all this production going on and all this money that I'm making, but we're maxing out everyone else. But that doesn't hurt me. And if anything, it helps me for the capitalists to not be able to maximize their resources because I'm making too much money off of them. So the next play then after that is I need to cover my needs. Well, I have 15 people or 15 workers, meaning I have 5 population. So I'll buy all the food from the capitalists. So I'm going to buy 4. So that's going to be 48. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 48 to them, and that's all their food. And I need to buy food elsewhere, so I'll have to import 1, which will cost 15 to do. So give 20, get 5 back. But I still have a goodly amount of money, so I'm going to want to continue to try to leverage that, keep my workers working, make more money, try to move prosperity up in the next round. All right, so the next play after that is we have covered our needs. Now we got to pay our taxes. So we're currently still at 2B3A. 2B3A, 4 times 5. We're going to have to pay 20 for taxes. And then the capitalist has 5 operational companies times 7. All right, so 5 times 7 is 35 that they're going to have to pay to the state. 20, 35. So yeah, they're really not going to have that much capital left when all is said and done, because now we got to do corporate tax. So 3A to 3A, and they have 20, 30, 40, 53. 50 is going to be 24. So they're really limited here. So take 25, or taking a 10 and exchanging it for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they've got a little bit of money left over. Okay. All right, so we have paid our taxes, and now we will move to our elections. All right, so this time I won't miss filling the bag. So 5 operational companies means 3 more blue cubes in the bag. 5 population for the working class means 3 more cubes for the bag as well. And we will see what happens. So first one is the labor market, which the working class wants, capitalist does not want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got 4 for it, 1 against it. So they could get up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to just guarantee that I win that one to make sure that they are paying me big bucks next round. So that, that blue cube goes back in the bag, and these 5 cubes come out. So that is huge. All right, so 1, 2, 3 victory points for the working class. They are now at 8, and all of these wages are going to the maximum number. So it's going to be huge for the amount of money that we are able to make next round. Okay. Once we've done that, we move to taxes. And we'll see, like it's good to keep the taxes high for the working class, but the reality is having labor market and the welfare state um, down at our end is a bigger thing. So the proposed policies, we're going to flip here that capitalist wants this, working class does not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so working class is winning. Um, I could block it. I think I'm more interested in trying to protect against the foreign trade. So let's see what happens. If you're the only player on your side, if the other side does not use, so I'm just assuming that we do not use any of ours, so they're just going to need to spend the necessary amount. So they're going to spend one, and they're going to win this. So they're going to move the tax policy, which at this point that changes the multiplier. So it's one, so they have 2, 3, 4 instead of 7. So it's a pretty big move for the taxes. The state has a good amount of money at this point, so we'll see what happens. But I get to put my 3 cubes back in the bag. Their cubes come out, which is good for the foreign trade. And I still have more. I now have more influence than them, so that's huge to make sure that that foreign trade stays lower. And really, that might be the one that I target next, now that labor market and welfare state education are in my favor, just so I can get cheaper food and not buy it as much from um, the capitalist player. Okay, so next election proposal is the same setup where the capitalist player wants the vote to go in their favor and the working class does not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm winning that one by 1. So they only have 3 left. So if I add 3, that makes it so they can't beat me. So yeah, so I block them. Oh, they did win the last one. So 1, 2, 3. They did get 3 more victory points for the taxation, so they're at 17. But I've blocked them for the foreign trade. They have more influence now, but I'm just trying to hold the line on that one because I want to make sure that we get as low of prices as we can for that import to keep the capitalist player honest on their prices, as well as making sure that I can potentially have cheaper luxuries and food later. Okay. All right, so that's all of the elections, and now we can move to the scoring phase. And scoring phase, working class. Oh, you know what? Earlier in production, I was supposed to get one more influence because of my union. I'll take it now, but I should have gotten it earlier. But now I get 2 victory points because of that. So getting those trade unions is a big deal. And then now the capitalists will get their money. Okay, so they get 20, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they didn't move at all. They're still just over 25. So no movement there. So we've really stifled them as we are moving now into the 3rd round. And round 3, we move the round marker, paying interest on loans. So now capitalist has to pay 5 interest on their loan. We drop prosperity by 1. And then we are going to draw our action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to return the Automa cards to the bottom of the deck, just so they're out of the way. And then any new companies, I'm going to reveal another one. Okay, so we got another blue one here. Draw business deals and export cards. will start. Oh, I always forget. Okay, two more gray characters. And now immigration is at the 2, so a third gray one. So we probably get the hotel and another gray one. All right, so we're going to want to get some upgrades on some of these guys as soon as we can. All right, so looking at what I have available. Okay. Oh, so that was 4 more. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, which gives me a 6 population. So I'm definitely going to use this proletarians, but I can do that as like my last move and get all those extra cubes and do other things that are higher priority. Um, I can call an immediate vote if I would like to, using public opinion polling, and use 5 cubes from the voting bag, but their influence is higher, so that's a high risk to do. I'm going to wait until later, but that might not be a bad one. I can remove workers to get money. I don't want to do that. But I can do a cooperative farm. So I am going to play that and assign 3 of my workers there just to make sure that they're there. That's huge because now I'll get 2 food, which will make, that'll just make everything cheaper for me when I have to cover my own needs. So that is a huge play. And also the other thing that it does, actually I'm going to exchange out this green worker because now we also have 5 workers working in the food areas. So that's helpful as well. But I don't know if the cooperative counts toward the labor union. So I'm going to look this up really quick and see if I can get a quick answer before I move on. Do cooperative farms count toward labor unions? Okay. Yep, they do. Yep. Okay. Reading this straight out of the mouth of the designer of the game. Yes, you can. All right. So now I have enough for a union, so I'll be able to do that soon. Okay. So now the Automa is going to go. Oh, wrong card. Okay. All right. So they're going to sell to the foreign market. They have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they can sell 8 healthcare, or sorry, say 8 education. They have 6 healthcare that they can sell, and they have 6 cell phones, so they can only do 4, and they get 2 back. All right, so for their 8 education, they get 55. Healthcare, they get 35, so that's 55, 65, 75, 85, 90, plus 25, 115. So 115, so they get some money. So they have that available to them. One of their free actions is to pay off loans. And let's see if Crisis and Control says anything about that. Pay off loan. If they're able to do so, they will automatically pay off a loan at the beginning of their turn. So it's not the beginning of their turn, it's the end. So next turn, we'll have them do that. Okay. My next move then is I can do healthcare benefits. Okay. Guess I could do that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it costs 10. That would make it 5. 5 times 6, that'll cost me 30. I'll do that. Healthcare benefits. Cost 30 to get 6. Okay, boom. Gonna get an unemployed worker, and then I'm going to, that's going to move my population up 1, and I will also get one victory point for my prosperity plus 2 extra victory points because of the fact that I used healthcare. Okay, so that was my play. Okay, now sell to the foreign market. You have to have at least 2 that you can, and they do not. Building a company. They don't have the companies necessary to do that. Election, immigration, they already have that where they want it. Taxation. Okay, so taxes are what they're going to propose. All right, and then I will take my move. Okay, so let me think about this. I could do healthcare again. It would be nice to upgrade some of my workers, so I can. I need more than 4 now. I need 6, so there aren't enough. Okay, but maybe I could work on foreign trade at least. So, but I can buy goods and services to get more of the influence cubes. So perhaps I should do that. You know what? I am going to do this Proletarians of the World Unite right now to allow me to get voting cubes in the bag for 6. So I have 6 population, so I get 1 for each population. 3, 4, 5, 6 to have some influence there. And I can buy those next round, and then the last one do public polling, and hope that the other side doesn't do anything that messes me up in the process. Okay, next one. All right, so special action. If you have any companies that could get one of the little automation symbols, there are. So you get special action +1 per company. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies that can. Oh boy. And if there are 2 or more production phases remaining, yes, there are. They also get 1 per 2 production phases, so they'll get 1 more. So 6 times. Pay 20 to get the automation. If able, pay 25 more to get an additional automation. Okay, so they will, oh, before they do that, they're paying off their loan. So that is gone. All right, so they will pay 20 to get automation. They get 30 back. And so they can automate a company. To choose which companies to place the automation on, use the following criteria. Agriculture is first. All right, so that's the one. So they'll get 5 instead of 4 now. Okay. and then they can pay 25 more and get an additional automation. And so we'll allow them to do that. And then the criteria now, luxury is the next highest, and so they'll get automation on that one. Okay. Okay, so it's special action plus one per company. So they have a lot of companies that can do this. So it seems that they can do it another time. Okay, so they could do 20 again. And what's the next criteria? Healthcare and education. Um, they're both being produced. Whichever is more expensive, healthcare is more expensive. So they will do that. Okay, so they paid a lot of money, but they got a lot of automation, but they're not going to have anything to pay me. All right, well, that's their problem. They have to owe me a lot of money. Okay, next thing that I can do is I will discard public sector overtime. I would love to use the public university, but, or actually no, I'll keep that just in case I can get workers at the public university. Migration, I don't want to remove them, but I will discard that, and I will pay money to get the influence. So I can get 40, pay 40 to the state, get 10 back, and get 4 more influence. All right, and the Automa, building a company. Do they have any here that they can fill? No, because they got a green guy, so they don't have a green company. They can't sell in the foreign market, but they can propose a bill. What bill will they propose? Taxation, there's already a bill. Education. Okay, so they're trying to move the education back. I don't want them to do so, so we will see. All right, public opinion poll. I will play that now, and I will propose a bill, and that bill is going to be to get foreign trade cheap, and I get to call an immediate vote without spending after I reveal 5 cubes from the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is they're against, I'm for. Okay, I'm up 3-2. They can go 3, 4, 5. So I just need 2. I'm going to guarantee my victory, and that is an immediate vote, so that's going to lower the prices. So now I'm not going to buy food from the capitalist anymore. So good. All right, so the question then is, with those prices, what's going to happen for the capitalist player with adjustment of prices? So okay, so it seems that they will adjust their prices based on what the different policies are. So let's see, 6A, they will raise their prices to the highest policy. If 4C is in effect, they will make this healthcare the highest policy. So I did not do that. So now it's there. If 5C was in effect, it would move education to the highest price as well. So that's helpful to know. It wouldn't have affected any of the purchases that I made. So it's not making a big difference. But now, yeah, the food is cheap over here for the imports, so I'm just gonna buy that. I'm not even gonna buy from the capitalists. Even if they move their price to 9, it wouldn't matter. I want to stifle them and make sure they don't have money. So I'd much rather do it that way. Okay, so they've made their We made our last move. Their last move then is special action. If you have any agricultural companies and it's 6A or 6B, it is not 6A or 6B, so they are not going to be able to do anything with that. Uh, a third bill, welfare state, they already have a bill. Immigration, they already have it their level they want. They can't do this, they can't do this. So 6A, 6B, they can't do the special action either. So the final thing that you would do is apply political pressure. So they will put 3 of the blue cubes in the bag since they got through the whole card and were unable to do anything with it. Okay, so we are through the production phase in round 3. So now we're going to have a lot of money going to me, the working class. Okay, so the state's paying us 50, and the capitalist owes us 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100, 120, 130, 140, 150, and they don't have anything here. So they're going to actually have to take out 3 loans no matter what. So they can keep their capital, but they have to pay us all that money. And that's a beautiful thing. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to cover or we'll do our production first. So healthcare 4 for the state and 3 influence. And then 6 education, or sorry, 6 healthcare for the capitalist, and then they get, or actually that's going to be 8 now because they have automation, 5 food. So at least for them, they have these huge loans, but now they're going to be making more goods that they can sell on the market. So 5, 6, 7, 8 of the luxury, and then 6, 14, and they're maxed out at 12, so they can only do 10. So that's kind of hurting them a bit because they're leaving some things on the table that they can't use. Okay, so now I need to cover needs. I also get 2 food for myself, and that's huge. And let me make sure that I've counted correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I've got 17. Wait, is that right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so I'm actually lower than I thought I was. Oh, wait, no, I've got 20. That's right. Forgot about these guys at the cooperative farm, so those are there. All right, so now we will move to the cover needs, and I need 6. I have 2 already, and I'm going to buy the rest from the imports. So that's going to be another 40 to get the 6 that I need. But now the capitalist doesn't get any money from that. Okay. Okay, now that we have covered our needs, we can pay our taxes to the state. So how much do we owe? Let's start with the working class. The tax policy is currently at B, and the labor market, labor market is at A, and the tax policy is at B. So that means it's going to be 6 times 6, so 36 that we have to pay to the state. 20, 30, 5, and 6. So there's that amount of money. And then the capitalist is got 5 operational companies times a tax policy of 4. So they have to pay 20, but they don't, well, they do have 20 in their capital. And they don't have any revenue, so they don't pay any revenue tax. And yeah, they're hurting for money right now. They've got a lot of goods, so they'll be able to sell it, but they need money. But this is good for us. Also, during the production phase, the labor union means that my working class player gets one more cube. And now we are going to be able to move to the election phase. 6 divided by 3 means we're going to refill the bag with 3 more red cubes. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 operational companies for the capitalist class means 3 cubes for them as well. And let's resolve these policies. Both policies that are currently on the table are ones proposed by the capitalist. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, earlier I won the foreign trade, so 1, 2, 3 victory points for the working class that I did not get before. It's a 16 to 17 point game, so it's very tight, which is bad for the capitalist because the working class has a chance to catch up later. All right, so capitalist is winning. It'd be nice to keep them paying more money, but I don't have enough of a vested interest in the taxes, and the state has a lot of money going into round 4, so I'm just going to let them have that and not even challenge it. So they got 3 victory points, they got taxes where they want them, so they're probably going to get a lot of money and run that up, but they've lost a lot of opportunities the last couple rounds to get points, so they're going to be kind of stifled and hindered, maybe enough for me to take the lead at the end, but we'll see. I hope I didn't make a mistake there, but keeping the welfare down, the education down, is what I want, even though unfortunately that public university is killing me right now, the fact that I don't have it available. All right, so next move then would be to do the welfare state education, same deal where the capitalist is proposing it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this time they do have more than these, so the most they can have is 6, so I need 7 to beat it. I'm going to use all this influence and try to keep that welfare state, keep that where it's at. I don't know if that's the best choice. Oh, I need to take those ones out of the bag. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the blue ones go back in. I took one red extra one out, and that's why I put that one back in. Okay, so that is blocked, and now we will be done with elections, and now we can do scoring. Trade union, 2 points for that. 1, 2, and then capitalist. They don't get any more. Okay, so wow. Okay, now we go back to the next phase, or next round. We are now in the round 4. Taxes go down to 1, so that's a huge deal for the capitalist in terms of what they have to pay, but they've had a hard time holding on to money. Oh, I used these for cover needs earlier, so that's gone. Okay, we remove the round marker. Interest on loans, 5, 10, 15 they have to pay, but they don't even have 15, so they got to take out another loan just to pay their loan. I'm guessing they don't have to pay the interest on it since they're just taking it out for the first time, so they're going to get 35 from that. And now prosperity goes back to 0. We haven't been moving far enough along with that. Drawing action cards. And I'm going to put the Automa's cards back on the bottom. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then after we do that, we are going to reveal, nope, no new companies. Those are going to stay the same. Business deals and exports. And actually now there are going to be 2 business deals. I probably should have done that earlier, but the capitalists never used them, so it didn't make any difference. But now that 6 is at C, they'll have 2 options for business deals if they would like them. Okay. So once they've done that, we will get new workers. 2 more gray ones. Get a white one. Ooh, that's huge. To get that worker. And a second white one. Oh, that's super huge because now we can get 2 unions into place. Or actually, no, we already have enough. So okay. So, but still, we could still get 2 unions because we have what we need to do that. So I'm gonna probably work toward getting that as soon as I can. What do we need for a third one? We need to upgrade a worker. Okay. We need a blue one. Okay, so I think I'm going to focus on doing that first then. So okay, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 gets us at 9 or 8. 8. 5. Yeah, there's none there. Okay. I can get 8 times 8 is 64. We'll give them some of their money. Some of their money so they can pay off some of those loans. 20, 40, 60, 70, 5, 80, 90. Wait, so I got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40, 60. Okay. So we'll get 8 healthcare, increase our prosperity by 1, and I will get upgrade one of these workers to blue, and we will do some assigning of workers in upcoming rounds. Okay. All right, excellent. So did that. Oh, 1 more victory point. So 19 to 20 for the capitalist. And okay, interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, capitalist player, Automa, bill for taxation. They already have that. Labor market, they're going to try to move the labor market down toward the middle to B. So they have that proposal. Okay, so now it's my move. To B or 2C. Okay, actually, this labor market deregulation would be really nice right now, but unfortunately, it's not available because I could get all 6 of them done. I'm going to discard the student movement to assign my workers to the hotel, which will allow me to have the requirements for another trade union in the next round. So I'll take one of the white upgraded meeples and 2 gray ones and put them there on that hotel. So now I'll get some extra work, I'll get some extra money. Capitalists can't afford me, all that good stuff. Okay, capitalist player, foreign trade. Okay, that makes sense what they would do there. Okay, so they have 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a good thing I got that education. So that actually pushed them down to where they can only give out 3. Okay, 3 education. Healthcare, they can do 3 and 6. 3, 6, 7, 8. So they can do the 6. 7, 10 for cell phones. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can do both. And then food, they can do 5. Okay, so 5 food is 50 that they'll get. 10 cell phones gets them 55, 65, 75, 80. So I'll trade out a 20 for that. And then 6 for healthcare is 50. So that's 180 so far, and then 3 more. So that was 200 they just got. So that was huge for them. They're going to just have to pay off some of their loans with that money. Okay, so my next play then is to discard that labor market regulation because I'm not going to need it after this. Reassign. Actually, I'm going to hold on to that because if I lose the election for the labor market, I might want to use that later. I'll get rid of the public sector over time. It's just burning a hole in my pocket. But the beautiful thing is all 3 of these meeples are upgraded to, and they have the requirements for the labor unions met. So I can make 3 labor unions right now. And that is huge, huge for me. Okay, so now that I've done that, the Automa will take their 3rd turn this round. Oh, you know what? The Automa, if an operational public company, oh no, it's 2A, so this special action would not have taken place. Okay. Oh, and you know what? Back here, when they did their bill, they could. Oh, wait. So for their exports, when they sold to the foreign market, they had 5 and they could sell 4 for 15 each. So they actually can keep one of their food, and then it would be 60 instead of 50, so they get another 10 for that. So I didn't think to give them that extra move. Oh, and they could propose 2 bills, but the thing is they could only do 1 because they didn't do both of those, so they're not going to pay the extra money for that one. Okay, but now the 3rd play this round. Let's see, 1, 2, actually, okay, so that was 2. So now we're moving to our 3rd move. Okay, so we assigned those workers, What do we want to do next? Perhaps it would be good to propose some bills. I have need for change, which allows me to propose 2 bills. Immigration we're okay with, foreign trade we're okay with. The question is, do we want to move healthcare or fiscal policy? I've got healthcare benefits that I can save and use later on, so maybe I can use that right now, or like save it and propose a bill for that. Taxes, we can mess with the capitalist player And fiscal policy would allow us to have more public sector options. You know what? Trade union, that last trade union is the last thing I'm looking for. So I think I will propose two bills in that regard. And I will do fiscal policy and I'll start with the taxes, but we'll go from there. I've got two more, no, I've got one more play, so I'll probably just add voting cubes and we'll go from there. Okay. Foreign market, they can't do two. Next play, build a company. There are no unemployed workers. Propose a bill, tax bill. No, they can't do that. Fiscal policy can't do that either. And now they are going to, for their last move, lobby. And the influence you have is less than the other players. Nope. So they're going to do a special action for A or B. Can't do that either. So they're going to put 3 blue cubes in the bag with applying political pressure. I'm looking at my cards and I realized I might have accidentally skipped a turn for the Automa, so I'll let them take another one. Can't do the first one, can't do the second one, can't do the third one, can't do the fourth one. Special action 7B or C, immigration is there. Choose one of your non-operational companies, spend 10 and assign matching workers from the supply to that company. They don't have any non-operational companies, so because of that, 3 more. It's a lot of cubes in the bag. It's good for them. All right, and with that, I am going to do this Proletarians of the World Unite card again. And just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Is that everything? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 is where we're at right now. Okay, that's 8 voting cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 red voting cubes into the bag. Huge play. Okay. And then they will do their 5th move. As we said before, can't do that, can't do that. Can they do that? Labor market, they already have that one. Education, they can propose an education bill. Okay. And that is it. All right, so the state, what can they do? Well, they can pay off their loans, but they're going to have to take out more in a minute. Fortunately for them, if they you don't have any long-term consequence for paying off loans and taking them out immediately after that. The only long-term consequence is if at the beginning of preparation phase you have loans, you have to pay them, so, or pay interest on them. All right, so state owes working class 50, and the capitalists owe 30, 40, 55, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 180. Oh my, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yeah, they're going to have to take 2 more loans back. And then they have to pay 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 180. It's good money. All right, so production, hospital 4, 6, 10, 3, 6, 7, 8. Their max is 10, so they only get 2 there. 3 more influence cubes. And then there are 3 in the education, so they can do 9 more. 3, 6, 9, so they got maxed out at 12. Then they are going to get, how many is that? 7 plus 8, 15. So 3, 6, 9, 12 luxury. And then 3 more can go on free trade. Free trade, they cannot sell it to other players, but they can sell it on the foreign trade market as exports. Then supermarket, they'll get 5 more food there. Okay, so they've gotten all that. The cooperative farm is going to allow the working class to get 2, and that looks like it will be it. Covered, got these, got those, got all those. Okay, so that's all the production that's going to happen this round. And now we're going to cover our needs. It's 8 food, so 2 is covered. We need 6 more. Going to get it from the imports, pay 60, and needs are covered by the working class. And then next thing we're going to do after we cover the needs, IMF is fine, so we're going to pay taxes. So for the taxes, the working class, the policy is currently 3C to A, 5 times 8, 40, 20, 40. And then the capitalists, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 operational companies with a tax level at A. So, our tax level at 1, tax multiplier at 1. So they'll have to pay 6 to the state for that. But then with 3, the tax is at, yes, tax levels at tax multipliers at 1 times 6, and then the revenue at the 3C level, their 23 in revenue is going to cost them 4. So get 19 back. 3, 4. Okay. So that's where they're sitting. And after we pay our taxes, we refill the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 means 3 more blue cubes in the bag. And a population of 8 means 4 more red cubes go in the bag as well. I just realized with production, 4 labor unions means 4 more influence before we go to the election as well. All right, so now that we've done that, first proposal is fiscal policy moving. The impact of that means we could uncover 3 more companies for my workers to work at, and also the impact of being able to have more loans if necessary for the government. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so currently I am winning that, and 3, 2, the most they could have is 5. Let me guarantee that I win that, because I want to uncover these and be nice to try to get, maybe just get some more of the influence, to get a labor union for influence sometime. So I guaranteed myself the win, so all mine come out. Move the policy, and there too go back in the bag. That should have looked like that, but that's all right. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, next policy is labor market. So working class has 22 right now. Capitalist has 20. Okay, one. I'm going to try to block this change. He wants it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, wait, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm going to keep at least 2 blue to keep it fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They're winning. They can beat me, so I'm just going to let them win. I don't want to, but there's no way I can stop them because they had more influence than me. So mine go back in the bag. Theirs go out. Capitalist gets 1, 2, 3, goes to 23. And then all of the prices are going to come down to reflect that change in policy. Oh, but with fiscal policy, we're also flipping. All right, so we do have some locations that have influence, so I'm going to be able to take advantage of that next turn. Okay, get some of the white cubes for the price, and those also are going to go to the middle. Okay. All right, next policy is taxation, and I'm going to try to push that up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm up. And that's more than they can do, so I am going to win that. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Theirs goes in the bag. Mine come out. And the last policy proposal is welfare state. I'll try to block it, but I'm not going to fight too hard at this point because there's no one working in the public sector at the public university. 1, 2, 3. Feels like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we got 5. Okay. All right, so they're winning that, and there's no way I can block them. So they win it. I get my 2 in the bag. Welfare state comes back this direction, and a lot of policies right down the middle. Interesting. Okay, and they are going to get 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Capitalist has 26. The working class has 25. Okay, so those elections are done. So now we are going to go to scoring phase, trade unions. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're at 33 now. So that's pretty significant for them. And capitalist will get their profits, and they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Still sitting at 25. They're not moving at all. So they're really being hindered by the fact they have to pay me all that money. Okay, so that is it for the scoring. And now we'll go back to the next round. Round marker, last round. And, oh, taxation did move. So the taxes are 2 plus 1. So they're at 3. So the welfare state moving made a difference. It kept it from going too high, but it's at 3 now instead of 1. Okay, paying interest on loans. 2 loans for the capitalists. They're going to want to get rid of those before we're all said and done. Prosperity drops. Yeah, haven't been getting a lot of prosperity. Yeah, maybe it would help my number go higher, but the trade unions has definitely been good. Now we're going to reveal new export card as well as a couple more of these. Okay. Action cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will take the Automa cards, put them underneath, and no more companies because those are still there. And we will move to our next round after, of course, we do what I always forget, get new workers. 2 of the unskilled ones, and then draw 2. Get another green one, which we don't need, and another white one, or not a white one, another gray one, sorry. And we want to upgrade some of these guys to purple, so getting healthcare would be really nice, but unfortunately, I don't think we have enough to do it twice. There's only 12, but let's see what cards we have. We still have healthcare benefits. Now, labor market deregulation, we can make use of that. I can also reassign workers away from the capitalist and move them to the public company, so that would be nice to do. Assign up to 4 unemployed workers, so that might be nice. Cooperative farm, I'm definitely going to do that one. I can buy goods and services after I get money. Propose 2 bills, migration. Okay. So I think I'm going to start off by proposing 2 bills. Let's get some of these policies back toward my end. So the ones that make the most sense to do would be to impact the taxes and the labor market. Again, oh, not blue, red. Again, we want to, we want to get those to our end so we have more points at the end. We want to stop the capitalists from getting taxes to C, and we want them to have to pay as much money as possible, both for the taxes as well as their wages that they have to pay me, the worker. So that's my first move. Okay, so they're going to propose a bill, labor market, they can't, foreign trade. Okay, so that makes sense. They're going to, okay, so their desired policy, so this is, they can put their marker on the desired policy as opposed to the one that's right next to them. So they are going to, for 6, they want 6A. So that would make a difference, though this late in the game, it isn't going to make as much of a difference as it would have before. Okay, so they are going to propose 6A to try to move that up to the top. Okay. I guess I could try to do one more bill proposal. So why don't I do that now? I'll get rid of migration and propose welfare state education. So that way I can have 3 at my end if I can get all of them. And that in conjunction with the taxes being high can just increase the amount of money that the state, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. I could do healthcare benefits. I was thinking about that. It would have a similar effect to move it to B, but it would, having 5 at A also increases the amount of points I have. So I want to do that as well. All right, so okay, so proposing bill, labor market, they can't do. Healthcare, they can't do as well. Building a company, they don't have any companies that they could get workers onto. Yeah, because I left my guy over at the hotel. And that's okay. I don't mind that he's over there, so he can't do anything. But he can do the selling on the foreign market. Foreign market right now, okay, so they got 12 here, so we could use all 12, 45, 55, 65, 70 for the education. The clinic, No, I never gave him his last round. I made a mistake on that, so he should have 8 more. 5, 6. Here, I'm gonna exchange these out. Take 3 off. There. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I made that mistake. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 gets them another 80. 50, 60, 70, 80. And then they have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 cell phones, but they can only do 8. So 35, 45, 3, 6. Exchange out. Actually, we'll say 3 of those were from here. 3, 6, 9, and they have 7 left. Yeah, 7 plus 8 is 15, which is what they had. And then for food, they can do 5 for 50. Oh, did I give them their 40? 8 got them 45 as well. So 50 here, 55 minus 10, 45. Okay, so they have lots that they just made, and so next round they can get rid of their loans. Okay, I'm going to assign my workers to the other cooperative farm, so that way the capitalist can't make use of them next turn. Just leave my upgraded green guy over there. Okay, all right. 2 more plays after this, and that'll be it. Foreign market, they don't have what they need there. Bills, healthcare is already where they want it. Taxes, I've already done. They can't do that. Building a company, they don't have what they need there. They have more than I do here, so special action. 3 cubes from other classes, replace them with capitalist cubes. Okay. Oh, that's no good. Okay, that's 1, 2. Oh, this hurts. That's theirs. That's theirs. That's theirs. Oh, yuck. My 3 go out. His 3 go in. Okay. Okay. Don't need deregulation. Don't need healthcare benefits. So really, I want to do what I can to win elections at this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, buying all of those influence cubes is what I want to do, and that costs 10 each. So I'm going to pay 60. It's well worth it at this point to have those in my possession to try to swing the elections my way at the end of the game. Okay, and capitalist. They have companies that could get the, yep, okay, so that's, we have 1 company that can, 2 that can. Okay, so they could do, it is the final round, so never mind. They're not going to do this. They're going to skip that, skip that, skip that. Fiscal policy, they can propose a fiscal policy. So that's what they're going to do. Okay, and again, I'm trying to impact the elections as much as I can here at the end of the game. So I guess the best route for me then in doing so is to apply political pressure and put my 3 cubes back that the capitalist player just took out of the bag. And then, okay, so I'll just, it doesn't matter, I can discard anything at this point because it's all the same. That was my last play, and I'm not going to use any more cards. Okay, so capitalist player is going to get rid of their 2 loans, pay them off, and their last card is can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. Now they will lobby, so they're going to pay 30, except they don't have 30 in their capital, so they can't do that. And so they'll look at their special action. They don't have any non-automated companies. Oh, yeah, okay. So they can pay the workers' wages and perform production. So let's see. There, okay. Um, there isn't anything here for criteria for which one to do production with. So we're just gonna randomly choose a number. I'll just go to a website and we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll randomly pick a number. All right, so the random number generator picked 5, which is this hotel, which will they'll pay 25 to get 7 cell phones, 7 luxury. So they 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Okay. All right. Actually, I want to give the I'm not sure what the rule is on this, but I want to give the capitalists the best opportunity to get the most points at the end. And I'm looking and realizing that they're going to leave something on the table if I have them do that. So I'm going to, so instead of doing 25, they're going to do 20. They'll get 5 back. I'm going to have them do a food production, and that'll allow them to have more because they can put more in the free trade in a little bit. Okay, so they have done that as their last move. I've done my last move. So now we're going to go to the next phase, production. 2040, the state owes me that. And 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, 120, 130, 135, 125, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would you look at that? They actually have enough money to give me. Okay. But their production then is going to be 8 plus 6 is 14. Most they can get is 12, 10, 11, 12 for education. They max that one out. Healthcare, they can get 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cell phones, they can get 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So through 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 total. So they'll have 12. And then have another 10 on the foreign market. They'll have 5 more food. So they can do 8 on their spot, and they can do that. And that is their production. There are going to be 3 more influence cubes on the public services. Public hospital will also allow for 4 more, except they're already maxed out. So they can't do any more with that. And my food, I will get 4 now that I have 2 cooperative farms, and that will allow me to cover my needs a lot easier. Okay, so let me make sure I have my numbers correct because I might be off when it comes to covering needs. My population is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I'm one off from 30. Okay, so I got to cover 9. So I have 4, and I have to get 5 more. Foreign trade hasn't gone through yet, so I'm going to pay 50 to foreign trade to do the other 5 food. Again, making sure the capitalists don't get the money that they want to drive up their numbers. Okay, so once that is done, we have covered our needs. Now we need to pay our taxes. 2 and 3 are both at B. So B and B is 4 times 9. That's 36. I owe the state. $20.36. And then capitalist has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 operational companies at a taxation of 3. So they are going to have to take out another loan, 50. So they're going to have to pay 6 times 3 is 18, right? So 20, 30, 40, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, actually, they don't even need those ones. So 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. Take out that loan, and they'll pay their 18. 20 over here, 2 back. And that is it for the taxes. And once we are done with their taxes, now we can go on to the elections. All right, so first proposal, it is the fiscal policy, the capitalist players for it. I am against it. I still always forget this I get 4 more influence because of my trade union. So this is huge going into this last election phase because I can really change a lot of elections with the fact that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 influence cubes here. All right, so let's see how this turns out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm losing. But they can get up to 5. I would have to use 4. I'll let them have the fiscal policy. So mine go back in the bag, theirs stay out. I care more about the other ones than them getting that one. Okay, so they'll go up 3, 1, 2, 3. And then next one is labor market. We're going to switch roles. So capitalist is at 29 right now. The working class is at 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's 4, 5. Okay, so I'm winning that one. They only have 2, so if they use that, I can just use 1 influence, and that makes it so there's no way they can beat me. So labor market's going to go back up. Not that that makes any actual difference. I'm not even going to move the prices just because it's not going to change anything in the grand scheme. But I do get 3 more victory points, 1, 2, 3, and it'll affect our total at the end. So the 2 blue cubes go back in the bag. All of mine go out. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, so now the capitalist has 3 and I have 2, and I want this tax policy to come to my side. So let's see, they could have 5. So if I do 3, that's going to make it so they can't beat me. So I will win. 1, 2, 3. 39 is now my total. And then the last is, oh, no, sorry, we're going to do welfare state next. The blue cubes go back in the bag. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Okay, all right, I'm up now. Okay, so they can only get 2 more, so 1 automatically wins it for me. And my welfare gets 3 more victory points. 1, 2, 3. And now I've pulled 3 of the policies to my side, which is helpful for the victory points at the end of the game. Okay, so now this is our last one, so I guess I can go all in no matter what. And you know, not that it's going to make a difference, but it'll make a difference in that I can stop them from getting 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so they're up by 1. So they can get 5, so I need 6 since I'm not the originator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I blocked that bill. Theirs go back in the bag. Mine come out. All right, so that is the election. You know what? I realized I didn't refill the bag again. I don't. Again, it might have made some difference, but if anything, it would have benefited me since I would get 5 cubes and they would only get 3. So it would not have swung the fact that I won those elections because I had so many influence I could affect that at the end of the game. Okay, so now scoring, I get 8 for the trade unions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the capitalist player has 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Still not moving anywhere on the victory point counter. And the thing that's going to hurt them is they still have a loan there. So that is the end of the scoring phase. And so we are going to move to final scoring here at the end. So we'll do the capitalist first. Now capitalist, now it doesn't say it on their card, but in the rules it does say if they have any loans at the end of the game, they are going to lose some points there at the end. Yep, you lose 5 victory points for each loan you still have, so that hurts them really badly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that puts them at 24. And then we will look at the other gains that they get at the end. Okay, so based on their resources, they get 1 for every 2 food they have. So they have 8 food. So it's going to be 4 victory points for their food. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 28. 1 for every 3 cell phones. So they have 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. Okay, and that includes those in free trade. So 24. So that's 8 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So for each heart they have, every 3 they get a point. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 2 more. So it's 38 points. And then for every 3 education, 5, 10, 11, 12. So 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're at 42. Plus they will also get 4 victory points for the fact that they have 2 policies at their end of the policy table. So since the foreign policy, and welfare state are on their end. That gets them 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 46 that they have. All right, so for the working class end game, for the socialist policies, I have 3 at my end, so that gets me 8 points. So that's why it was better for me to pursue getting a third one at my end than it was to try to block one of theirs. It ends up getting me more points. So I get 8 for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I get 1 for every 10 on my board up to 15 points. Well, I have a lot more money than that. So I'll get 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so as we finish out here, the capitalist player has 46, which is a very low total, but there's a reason for that. The reason is I was very intentionally trying to get my workers out onto the board, onto their companies, so they'd have to be paying me a lot of money to limit their ability to have a lot of extra money in their coffers. I also tried to work on those policies to pull them in my direction to make it so that they would have less money available throughout the game. And it seems that in this game against the Automa that worked. I only ended up with 73, which is a little bit lower than I've had in some other games. Part of that might be the fact that I was trying to work toward the public services, but I really got messed up because when the Automa really, they took the guys off the public university, which got in the way of me moving forward with that. But ultimately, it's not, it doesn't matter whether you have the higher, like a highly massive score, or if have a low score and win. The strategy kept the Atoma down, and I got a pretty comfortable win there at the end with that total. So that's it. That was a working class game with a capitalist class Atoma. Hopefully, some of the methods I used seemed helpful for you as you look at how I played that, and I'll be doing a few more of these games with other combinations, and at some point I'll also be getting some of the advanced Automa games as well. So if you haven't liked and subscribed my channel, feel free to do that as well, and I hope you have a great day.